Test 1 2, test 1 2. This is a test of the broadcast system. Test 1 2. Test 1 2, test. There we go. I can see some thinking now. That's good.
Leading off the top of the first inning for Carnegie Mellon, number 6, Kira Boucher.
Hi, everyone, and welcome inside Mather Park. We are on the campus of Case Western Reserve University on an absolutely perfect spring day in northeastern Ohio. The Spartans of Case Western coming into this 4-game weekend set against Carnegie Mellon in first place in the University Athletic Association with a 13-3 record. Lexi Miskie's first pitch, and it's inside for ball one. Spartans are 28-5 overall, 13-3 in UAA play. They hold a 1-game lead in this final weekend of UAA play over Washington University. Miskie's second pitch swung on and missed by Kira Boucher. Boucher at the plate for Carnegie Mellon, and on the air for Kira. As the leadoff hitter, you would expect her to be a great hitter. She is. .390 is her batting average, and when you look at the team stats as far as players who play a lot, she leads the team in hitting. And that off-speed pitch inside underneath the hands is swung on and missed for strike two. Boucher at .390, 39 hits in 30 games played. The rise ball, Miskie's best pitch, is swung on a miss for strike three. It's always fun watching Lexi Miskie, isn't it, Sar?
And she's gotten so much better, especially this season, as you've talked about, Ron, at times, controlling her pitches, knowing when to go to certain things. The rise ball is her favorite, and it has been. And that's the reason that she's gotten so much better at striking opponents out. 150 now on the season to lead the conference by far.
Kira Manji steps to the plate, slap-hitting left-hander. Fouls it off for strike one. Manji on the year is hitting just under 300. She's hitting .296 with 24 hits, 8 runs batted in. Manji is the second baseman for the Tartans. It's high and inside. Counts even at 1. So the last time Sarzucci and I were with you here at Mather Park, the Spartans were on a roll. They had won, I think it was 22 consecutive games in the UAA play.
That's right, and they just swept back-to-back opponents.
And then they went on the road, and they went to St. Louis. And that's outside for ball two. And they won game one against Washington University. Then Wash U beat them 3 in a row. And that tightened up league play, didn't it, Sar?
And it's something to consider as we go ahead over the course of this weekend. The Spartans can clinch the UAA title and the auto bid to the conference if they win all 4 games this weekend. If they happen to drop one, they're going to need some help. Wash U taking on Emory this weekend, and they would have to then lose a game for the Spartans to take sole possession of the UAA title.
And in a tiebreaker, Wash U would win the tiebreaker after defeating the Spartans 3 out of 4 this year. That's a swing and a miss at another high fastball. 2 up, 2 down for Lexi Miskie.
Now batting, number 30, Coco Sagai.
Coco Sagaha is now at the plate for Carnegie Mellon. Sagaha on the year hitting .286. Carnegie Mellon on the season as a team is hitting just below 300. They're at .291.
We saw this a couple weeks ago, though. The Spartans faced the tough Emory team, and their pitchers did an incredible job that series. So expect Coach Henry to have some sort of plan against this Carnegie Mellon team, especially the top 3 in this order.
Miskie goes inside. It's ball 2. .2-0 pitch, little floater to Biz Berry, and that's an easy out. Easy inning for Lexi Miskie and her Spartan teammates. 3 up, 3 down. Spartans are going to bat next. We head to the bottom half of the first inning, scoreless.
For your Spartans, number 12, Karen Potts.
Bottom half of the first inning for the Spartans of Case Western, as they will send their very talented first-year player to the plate, Karen Potts. In her first year of collegiate softball, starts at shortstop in the University Athletic Association for a team that has 28 wins and for a team that's ranked in the top 10 nationally. And if that's not enough, this week Potts was named National Player of the Week in Division III softball. And Sar, it's been a while since a Spartan has been able to say that.
That's right. Hasn't been since 2021. Sarah Miller was National Player of the Week. Karen Potts, UAA hitter, Louisville Slugger, NFCA Player of the Week. She's got all the accolades building up, and she's en route to an easy UAA first-team selection as well.
2-0 pitch is called for a strike. Not the pitch that Potts was looking for. And the count's now 2-1. Karen on the year leads the Spartans in hitting. .423 is her batting average, and that's fouled back for strike two. In 33 games, she's come to the plate 123 times. 12 of those times she's walked, so she doesn't walk a whole lot. Leads the team in at-bats, leads the team in hits with 47. Second on the team in doubles. Second on the team in triples. And second on the team in home runs. She is either at the top or near the top in every offensive category this year for the Spartans, and she's done it as a freshman. Two balls, two strikes. Top of the order for the Spartans. And that's high and outside. This is Amanda Smith on the mound for Carnegie Mellon. Smith on the season. This is her 20th appearance for the Tartans. She's 10-3 with an earned run average, very, very good earned run average, and that's ball four. Smith thought she had Potts struck out. And that's a tough pitch to take.
Especially when you're such a good hitter, sometimes you get a little bit antsy. You're expecting a strike to come in like that, but Potts did a nice job to hold her bat. Ron, you mentioned she's not a player that walks a whole lot. She's not used to that, so it's a smart play by her on a tough pitch.
This is Kai Gross, and as outstanding as Potts has been this year, Gross has been just as good. Potts will go on the first pitch, throw down. It'll be a close play, and Karen's in with the slide for a stolen base. Coming out of her crouch and making a nice throw that time is Keir Brenneman, the catcher for the Tartans.
That's 18 stolen bases on the year for Karen Potts in 21 attempts. Just part of a team that's been so good at that, about 90% on the year stealing bases.
Pop up, and that one's going to land about 3 rows in front of Kai Gross's mom and dad. Gross on the year hitting .393. Second on the team in hits to Potts. She's got 42. The 1-1 pitch. And that's a little floater right at the shortstop, and they're going to double up. Nope, didn't double up Potts. I think double clutching was Abby Reese at shortstop. I don't know if she just didn't have a handle on the softball, but Potts was out if Reese throws that softball.
Yeah, she got really far off the bag, I think off of Kai Gross's bat. It looked like that one was going to float over short and into left center, and Potts lucky that she was able to get back there in time.
Boy, what an outstanding senior season the Spartan at the plate is having right now. Stevie Rieger. Rieger, the left fielder, wears number 20, the senior. She is tied with Potts in team batting average, .423. You know, when they were on the road the last 2 weekends, and I was reading Fast Eddie Caracas's game reports, game recaps, Rieger just has really taken off.
And last weekend against Brandeis, I mean, this whole team was a juggernaut offensively, as they're sometimes used to being, and Stevie Rieger was at the forefront of that. Batted in 32 runs on the year, 3 home runs as well.
That's a pop-up in on the hands of Rieger, and settling under it in shallow left, and is the shortstop, Abby Reese, for the second out of the inning. So back to Amanda Smith for a second, the pitcher for Carnegie Mellon. That location on that last pitch to the power-hitting Rieger was perfect. She got in under the hands, jammed Rieger, didn't let her get her forearms extended, and that turned into just a real easy pop-up. And with the leadoff hitter at second base, it helps her breathe a little easier now with 2 outs in the inning. Smith on the year, 2.27 earned run average, looking for her 11th win. And this is Biz Berry, the third baseman. The 1-0 pitch.
About the pitching for the Spartans, we talk about it all the time with Miskey and Kylie Hosey. Amanda Smith has been one of the top pitchers in the conference this season as well. That ERA, 5th in the UAA. She's also struck out the second most batters, only to Lexi Miskey.
Pitch again inside. If you're a pitcher and you've got the ability to dictate your own location, and let's be honest, most pitchers at this level do. That's why they're at this level. If you can live inside on your opponent's 3, 4, and 5 hitters, and you can not let them get their arms extended and jam them up, you can minimize any threat. Counts in favor of the batter, Biz Berry. 3 balls, 1 strike. We've got 2 outs. This is the bottom of the first inning. And that is strike 2. Berry thought about it and checked herself, and it's called strike 2. Scoreless game. Carnegie Mellon went 1-2-3 in the top half of the first. Miskey, Lexi, the junior pitcher for the Spartans, struck out the first 2 batters she faced. Here comes the full count pitch. And that's outside and high for ball 4.
That's big because it keeps this top part of the Spartans lineup going with Berry on first now and Bella Russo coming up to the plate. If they were able to retire the side there and start the Spartans in the bottom half of their lineup, no runners on in the second inning, it would have been a better situation for the Tartans. And now they're in danger because the Spartans have been so good this year. Anytime they've got runners on, whether it's no outs or 2 outs.
And you've got a real seasoned hitter at the plate. Russo, the junior, has been a key part of the great success of this Spartan team program over the last couple of years. Had a short conference with Josie Henry, the head coach of Case Western Reserve University. Russo will step into the plate, has started in all 33 games. She's hitting .326. First pitch, ground ball, back to short, across the field, and the Tartans are out of the threat. It goes Reese to Lawrence, and the Spartans leave 2 on. We head to the top of the second. Game is scoreless.
Of the second inning for Carnegie Mellon, number 20, Maya Goodwin.
This will be Maya Goodwin at the plate, the cleanup hitter in the Tartan lineup. As you can see, Carnegie Mellon wearing their black and red on the road here at Mather Park. First pitch, ground ball past Biz Berry, sharply hit for a solid single to left for Maya Goodwin.
Now batting number 32, Faith Lawrence.
Faith Lawrence will step to the plate. Lawrence, the left-handed hitting first baseman. Faith Lawrence is a junior from Peachtree Corners, Georgia. Doesn't that sound like a nice place to live? Peachtree Corners, Georgia. Second pitch from Miskey is swung on, popped up. Bisberry in the infield in foul play. And that's the first out of the inning. Who was known, and the Hall of Famer, Otto Pennica, who is the public address announcer here at Mather Park, is out of this question. He cannot answer this question. So I'm going to ask it to the four others that are in the press box, and all four are under the age of 25, I'm guessing. Fast Eddie, how old are you? 27. Okay, they're all four under the age of 27. Speaking of Peachtree Corner, Georgia, as Lexi Miskey's first pitch to Abby Reese is a strike, who was known as the Georgia Peach, famous baseball player, known as the Georgia Peach, and he was anything but a peach.
Oh, it was good old Ty Cobb.
What?
Ty Cobb.
Fast Eddie Karakis. Got the answer, Ty Cobb. Otto Pennica was around when Ty Cobb played baseball. Otto, as a side hobby, when Cobb and his Detroit Tigers would come to Cleveland, Otto had a grinding shop, and Cobb would bring his baseball spikes to Otto Pennica. And Otto would grind his spikes, making them as sharp as they could possibly be, because Cobb was known for going in spikes up when he would slide into second or third base. One ball, two strikes, one out. And that's an off-speed pitch, strike three, and safe at second base. Now, the question is whether the pitch was caught or dropped by the catcher for Case, Caitlin Lamb. So if the umpire says she caught it, and he did, the runner is out. So there are now two outs with a runner at second.
Now batting number 18, Maddie Beal.
It was one. He changed the call.
So Maddie Beal's at the plate. Maddie Beal, the first-year outfielder from Chandler, Arizona. Sorry, aren't you from Chandler?
I am from Chandler.
Sarzucci, my partner, from Chandler, Arizona. That's a high strike on the outside corner, strike one. So are you familiar with Hamilton High School?
In fact, my brother went to Hamilton High School. Graduated 2 years before I did.
Two outs, runner at second for the Tartans. We're in a scoreless game in the second inning. Maddie Beal hitting .314 on the year. She's got 11 runs batted in, would like to make it 12 in this at-bat. Miskey works it even more outside and gets the call for strike two.
She's getting a good idea of where this strike zone is going to be. A couple weekends ago, we saw that continue to get stretched. And what we're going to see today is consistency, and that's what Lexi Miskey is looking for. Are the umpires going to be consistent with where the end of that strike zone is?
Got her fourth strikeout in 2 innings. Miskey with 148 on the year. We head to the bottom half of the second. Game is scoreless. Josie Henry, the very successful leader of the Spartan program, clapping her hands as she works her way over to third base, her coaching box. Elena Steffes stepping in. Steffes checked her coach. She's ready to hit, and here comes the first offering. It's high and inside for ball one. Elena on the year is having a real nice season, hitting .368. That is fifth on the team in hitting so far this year after 33 games. Counts even at 1. And Steffes at home has had some good games, Sar, while we've been up in this press box.
She has, and she's had a lot of extra base hits that we've seen. She's got 12 doubles on the year. She's got a triple as well. Batted in 11 runs.
Elena likes to crowd the plate. Took that one inside. Almost hit her in that lead elbow. Counts in her favor at 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. That's strike 2. You'll see Elena starts off with her left foot or lead foot wide. But like a lot of hitters, especially hitters who have a problem pulling their foot, stepping away from the pitch, they'll start it out wide. That way they've got to physically bring it back inside. And that's a pitch low and away, swung on and missed for strike 3. That's the first strikeout of the game for Amanda Smith. Brings to the plate the catcher for the Spartans, Caitlin Lamb. That's going to be a base hit, and it could be a double. Boy, doing a nice job in center field and keeping that from becoming a double was Kira Boucher.
Yeah, that's a sliced ball, a perfectly hit ball on the first pitch from Lamb. But you're right, Ron. If that ball gets back to the wall, that turns into a double. And if you don't get that throw in time, maybe even a triple. So it is a good play in center field to keep that at just a single.
Yeah, Boucher's momentum, everything's coming towards right field. So if that ball gets by her, it's not going to be easy for her to stop, put on the brakes, spin around, and go. So we got a pinch runner for Case Western. Lamb, the catcher, will take a seat, and stepping in for her and running is Jordan Manwarren.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now running at first base for the Spartans, number 4, Jordan Van Warren.
At the plate will be the right fielder, Nyla Durham.
Now batting for Case Western Reserve, number 33, Nyla Durham.
Durham, the first-year utility player out of Hoban High School in Akron. Durham shows bunt, drops it down. It's foul.
And Durham's a player who had a good weekend as part of, mentioned that huge weekend offensively for the Spartans over at Brandeis last week. She's a player earlier in the season struggled to hit, but had 4 hits in 4 games last week, including 2 hits in one of them. That's a new career high for her in her first year.
Well, what a compliment to her that she is a regular in the Spartan lineup. This is a team that if you look across their batting order and their defensive setup, it's a veteran team. That's fouled inside. Well, that pitch got it up and in. Amanda Smith's rising fastball almost ate Durham up. But back to the point about Durham, she is a first-year player right out of high school, and she has consistently been a part of Coach Henry's lineup.
And she's had a good season fielding as well, playing majority of the time in right field.
The 0-2 pitch from Smith. Boy, Durham turned on that one. Woo! She smoked that. That's foul, but man, that was fun to watch. I can't see because she's got her helmet on and she's facing away from us, but I've got to imagine that she had a smile on her face. Comes the 0-2 pitch. That was a temptation.
And a great job to hold back on that one, especially after she wailed the foul ball just before.
Counts now 1 ball, 2 strikes. There is 1 out. Man Warren's on at first, pinch running for her catcher teammate Caitlin Lamb, and that's Another tempting pitch that Durham lays off. Counts even. She has worked her way back to even. Durham wears number 33. Here's another question for everybody in the press box, with the exception of the Hall of Famer Otto Pennica. And that's a strike. Strike 3. Who made number 33 famous in the NBA?
That's a Larry Bird.
Who said that?
I did.
Sarzucci said Larry Bird. You know what, Otto? There is hope for our youth.
I know, they know there's no. Now batting, number 13.
Number 9 hitter in this Case Western Reserve lineup, Kella Jagoda. Speaking of Bird in Boston, last weekend, Case Western was in Boston. Turned one over, back to Smith, and boy, the pitcher makes a real nice play on Kella Jagoda. That's the third out of the inning. We head to the top of the third. This game's scoreless. The number 7 hitter in the Tartan lineup at the plate to start this top half of the third, Keir Brenneman. First pitch from Miskey is outside. Brenneman on the year. She's played in just under half of the games for the Tartans. She's appeared in 14 games. She started in 12 of those. Is hitting .290. Same pitch from Miskey. It's ball 2. Tartans are sporting, I should say. Got stuck between sporting and Spartan. Fly ball, Rieger underneath it to left field. If you look at the socks that Case Western's playing, they are sporting an old-style stripe high on the calf.
Now batting, number 12, Jasmine Chow.
I like it, is my point. Jasmine Chow at the plate. Chow, the first-year left fielder for Carnegie Mellon. 1 out. And that's a strike from Miskey. Miskey, coming into this afternoon's game here at Mather Park, had thrown 109 and 1/3 of an inning. And that one sends Chow spinning away from the high fastball. On this team, the next pitcher that is used almost as much as Miskey is her teammate Kylie Hosey. Hosey's got 72 innings. Miskey in her 28th game. And the Spartans have played 33. So she gets a lot of use.
And something this year the Spartans have done that's different from the past 2 years is both Hosey and Miskey have had a lot of a lot less complete games before. They're getting a lot more rotation, even in the sense where if it's a game that Miskey starts, we might see Hosey, or if Hosey starts, we might see Miskey. But they've used 4 pitchers regularly throughout this season at different times, and that's not something we saw from this Spartan team the past 2 years.
Well, your point is right on. 5 complete games out of 33 played. And that will hit Jasmine Chow. She'll hit the first base. The 3-1 pitch hits her.
Now batting, number 6.
Miskey on the year has hit 12 batters. So she's hit 12 and she's walked 46. For some reason, I thought she had walked a lot less than that. But still, that's a great number in 112 innings now.
And there was a pitch high that almost hit her earlier in that at-bat, so a little surprised to see Miskey continue to pound it inside.
Well, a lot of times, sorry, if you're the pitcher and you've got a batter that's crowding the plate, you need to say, listen, I have every right to that plate just as much as you do. And the pitch is fouled back as Chow was running on it. And I bet you if you ask Lexi privately or maybe even publicly, she'd say, I'm not sorry that the ball hit her. I mean, she needs to know that if she's going to crowd the plate, I'm going to pitch inside. It's still going to be that way. So that was almost like a strategic message from Miskey to Chow. Listen, it's great. You want to throw those elbows over home plate, but that plate's just as much mine. And a pitcher that's not afraid to hit a batter, meaning, I mean, you're not going to go out and hit somebody on purpose, but not afraid to pitch inside on a batter crowding the plate, is a confident pitcher. Because you know you're probably going to give somebody a free base by hitting them, like she did with Chow. But Miskey feels good enough in her ability to control a game that she's not worried about putting a base runner on for free. Counts 2-1 to the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Amanda Smith. I take that back. We're at the top of the lineup. This is Boucher.
That's a tough play, and that's a rare play that you see that get out of the glove of Karen Potts. The throw might have been a little bit long for her. They're lucky that stayed at just 1 stolen base. That ball rolling into the outfield like that easily could have turned into another one.
Chow doesn't do that a lot, Sar. It was only her 3rd attempt.
She was running on the first pitch that we saw foul ball in this at-bat, so clearly they had something in mind with Chow getting on base that she wanted to steal from the very get-go.
Boy, that's a great pitch on 2-2. It's low, apparently, for ball 3. So now, if you're Miskey, you're starting to say, all right, I can't afford another free pass here. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And she hit her. I stand by what I said, though. I don't think you're going to see Miskey back off. I think if you're Carnegie Mellon, you're trying to get in her head right now. And that's why it's important for Miskey not to back off.
And I think that might be what the conversation is. We saw Caitlin Lamb, now Bella Russo, going over to talk to Miskey. I think just to get her settled down. Just get her to calm down. Don't worry about the fact that you have 2 runners on base and just pitch the way that you've pitched all year.
So the number 2 hitter, Moonji's at the plate. There are 2 on, first and second, and there's 1 out. Monji struck out swinging in her first at bat. Left side of the infield, important in this at bat. Potts at shortstop, Biz Berry at third base. Got to believe that Monji's going to push it to that side. Now, if she could, what she'd really want to do, and I said you got to believe she's going to push it there because, I mean, that's typical of a left-handed hitter. They just slap everything to the left side. But if she could turn over on the ball and hit it to the right side of the infield, she gets to the runner to third automatically. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's supposed to be, although tomorrow they're calling for rain, but the weather this weekend is supposed to be warm. Outside, trying to see if Manji would go for it. He counts even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We are in shirt sleeves today. It is that kind of day. Fouled back. Manji stays alive for 1 more swing. Jasmine Chow is on at second base. She got hit by a pitch. Kira Boucher is on at first. She got hit by a pitch. And here's Manji, and that is strike 3. What an off-speed pitch. Absolutely froze Kira Manji in the batter's box.
That's that changeup that we talked about. Miski has gone to this year a lot more than we've seen in the past. She continues to get better at it. We haven't seen it a whole lot today, and that was a perfect time to bring it out when they least expect it.
Coco Sagaa, the sophomore third baseman for the Tartans, hitting third in this lineup. Line drive. Potts almost had it. It's shorts. Chow rounding, throw to the plate, and safe at home for the first run of the game is Jasmine Chow. Boy, credit Chow. And it helped that there were 2 outs because she was off on the crack of the bat. She freezes if there's only 1 out. But because there were 2 outs, she scores. Potts almost made a sensational play, and Rieger made a real nice throw from left field.
Yeah, and just a few inches off, and that throw might have been for an out. But still, even get that ball in there, that's a nice play by Stevie Rieger. And Potts, that's twice we've seen a ball just inches out of her reach off her glove in this inning. That could have ended it by now, but it's been a great series of plays now by Carnegie Mellon to send that run home.
Well, and Boucher got all the way to third. That changes the thought process a little bit because, you know, a pass ball scores the second run. And you'll expect Sagaa to run on the first pitch to put runners at second and third. She's already at second? Oh, she must have went to second when I was watching the plate.
Yeah, I believe she advanced on the throw from Rieger.
So she's already there. This is an important moment in this softball game.
Yeah, especially with the 2 pitchers we have today, runs are going to come at a premium. So if the Tartans can steal another one here, that'd be huge for them. Take a 2-run lead for a Spartan team that's only got 1 hit and no runs.
I wonder if Case is even going to pitch to Goodwin, or if they're going to be very deliberate in location. First base is open, and that one was right down Main Street, so that answers my question. Goodwin, the cleanup hitter, smoked a solid single to left field in her first at bat. She's got 2 runners in scoring position. Leads the team this year in runs batted in with 22, and that's an off-speed pitch that made Goodwin look a little silly. So Miski's up in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Goodwin, maybe she's exactly where she wants to be. She's a good hitter with confidence. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that is strike 3. Back-to-back outstanding pitches and a smile from Lexi Miski. Goodwin could do nothing but freeze and watch it go by. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd. Spartans down a run. So the Spartans now down a run, and with some work to do, just to kind of reset the scenario for this weekend. Case Western is 13-3 in University Athletic Association play. That's good enough for first place. However, they have just a one-game lead on Washington University. And Wash U had beaten Case Western 2 weeks ago in St. Louis, 3 out of 4 games. Wash U is at Emory, at home against Emory. And Emory's struggling this year. So the Spartans really cannot afford to lose any of the 4 games this weekend against Carnegie Mellon. And the Tartans are a real good softball team. And so far, and we're only in the bottom of the third, as Potts is at the plate, the Spartans have been able to get just 1 hit off the Tartan starter, Amanda Smith. Karen Potts, the leadoff hitter, walked and stole a base on her first at bat. The 2-0 pitch rolled over the wrists and tugged that one foul. Counts 2-1. Karen Potts on the year, and if a walk or a hit by pitch isn't an official at bat. So let me add them up. You got 111 at bats. You've got 12 walks, 124 at bats. Throw the first one in there. 125 at bats. Potts has in this is now her 35th game. She has struck out only 9 times in 135 plate appearances. Counts 3-1. Line drive, right field, play it first, and Potts will beat the throw. Well, that tells me that is a speaker on a soapbox with a white-hot spotlight saying Potts has got a lot of confidence, and her coach does too. Because on a 3-1 pitch, when you need base runners, they gave her the green light, and she smoked a line drive to right field.
And she's just been that good this year. She's the type of player who could get a green light on pretty much any point in the at-bat, no matter what the count is. She's been hitting them all over the field. She can hit it into left if she needs to. She can hit it into right, and there's a great example of it.
Well, they start out Kai Gross with a fastball outside clear ball. Outside enough that the catcher, Brenneman, was in a perfect position to catch and throw if Potts was stealing. I got to believe that she's stealing on the second pitch. She's got to get back. Kai Gross just hit a pop fly in the infield. Oh, the second baseman lost it. And Potts was, Potts is kind of in no person's land there. She has, nowhere to go. She had to get back. It was a pop fly. Probably they called it an infield out, I'm guessing. They probably called it
Not an error.
It'll be a fielder's choice.
I think she's pointing up. She's saying maybe lost it in the sun. Yeah, I mean, it's almost straight overhead. She's basically looking into it, especially from that second base spot.
We're going to get her some sunglasses. So unfortunately for the Spartans, Gross pops up. That's the second time Kai has popped up, which is very unlike her. So Gross is on at first. Rieger, line drive, left field, gone! Stevie Rieger. That was a line drive that was still going. Wow. She got every bit of that softball.
And you knew that coming off. The contact that she made on that pitch was so solid. She sent that about 3 feet up into the trees there. That's one of the best hits we've seen from Stevie Rieger in her 4 years.
That ball was hit so hard, she probably cleared a branch knocking leaves off in this early spring. That's how hard it hit into that tree. Next pitch, first pitch swinging, and that's the second out of the inning. That was Biz Berry who pushed one to the second baseman, and Manji's throw to Lawrence gives the Tartans 2 outs. But Rieger, first pitch swinging, hits a 2-run home run to left field.
Russo.
This is Bella Russo at the plate. Spartans now up 2-1 on that big Rieger hit. Russo in her first at bat ground out to shortstop to end the first. She'd like to not end the second in her at bat. This is the 9th hitter at the plate here for the Spartans, and she will not. That's a base hit to right field.
That's a tough hit. It looked like she just had to hold back for a split second to get contact with that and to dribble it by in that first and second hole. A nice hit by Russo.
So Russo's on at first, and the Spartans are going to make some moves. Scheduled batter is Steffes, and they're going to pinch hit for Elena.
14.
And coming out for Case Western is Kyla Nutter. Nutter, the senior. Nutter wears number 14, and she will step to the plate.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now batting for Case Western Reserve, number 14, Kayla Nutter.
So Kayla Nutter on the year this is just her 13th at bat. So obviously Coach Henry feeling that it is Nutter's moment right now, trying to keep this inning alive. It's an inside pitch for ball one. Nutter in 12 at bats has 2 hits, and one of those 2 is a double. Hasn't walked and has struck out 2 times. The 1-0 pitch. And that's inside for a strike. Counts even at 1. Russo's on at first. Pitch is high and outside. In case you're wondering about Russo stealing, she's 6 of 6 on the season. Nutter, fly ball, left field, to the track, he goes, and it's gone! Kayla Nutter! Pitch hit, 2 out, 2-run, home run! I guess Coach Henry felt it, and Nutter made her look like a genius. Sorry, you're speechless.
I am. I mean, initially, to take Steffes out of the lineup, a player who'd been hitting as well as she has in favor of Kayla Nutter, who hasn't had a lot of at-bats this season and has not had a hit like that all year. That's her first career home run, in fact. And as you mentioned, Ron, it's just perfect timing. And that's Coach Henry knowing her players and having trust in her veteran, her senior, in Kayla Nutter, to go out and make that play. And that's 2 huge hits for the Spartans in this inning after the first 2 scoreless. And they're responding as well as they could have to Carnegie Mellon's run.
That is the 4th hit of the inning. They went into this 3rd inning with just 1 hit in the game. Caitlin Lamb now at the plate. And Lamb was the player who had just the 1 hit in the first 2 innings. She had a single to center in her first at bat. Kayla Nutter, I am certain, still has a smile on her face. That was a pop fly. That was all power. I mean, that thing was way up in the air.
It just kept going and going.
Rieger's was a line drive smoke job. And Nutter's was just one of those balls that, as you said, just keeps floating and floating. 3 balls, 1 strike. The last 2 runs are scored with 2 outs, and Lamb would like to start another rally. It's a fly ball right side of the infield. Second baseman with glasses this time settles under and Manji makes the third out of the inning. So we head to the top of the fourth, but it was a big inning for the Spartans. 4 runs on 4 hits, including 2 two-run home runs, one by Stevie Rieger, the other by Nutter. Kayla with a big 2-out, 2-run home run. It's 4-1 Spartans. The left-handed hitting Faith Lawrence stepping to the plate in the top half of the fourth inning for Carnegie Mellon. Tartans led 1-0 heading into the bottom of the third as Lawrence swings at a high fastball. And the Spartans scored 4 in the bottom half of the third. That was such a huge inning, and I say it to point out a couple of things. One, obviously, Case Western needs to win all 4 games this weekend to wrap up a three-peat of the University Athletic Association, and that's strike 2. But from a Carnegie Mellon pitching standpoint, Amanda Smith, who's on the mound in Game 1 here on Friday, is far and away the number 1 pitcher in that Tartan rotation. The other 2 are a combined 5 and 12 with an earned run average that falls somewhere between 5 and 8. So if you're the Tartans, Amanda Smith's your money pitcher. And when she's on the mound, you expect to win. So if you're Case Western and you can beat that type of pitcher in Game 1, you know you'll see her at least one more time, maybe twice in the 4-game series. But it's a good start. The 1-2 pitch is high, just a little bit high. Count will leave it at 2.
And it's a Tartan team that's only used 3 pitchers on the season. So if you're Case Western Reserve, knowing that you're able to find some success on the offensive end against the top pitcher, it's something that they weren't able to do as much against Wash U 2 weekends ago. That's why they struggled so much in St. Louis. But here today, if they're able to continue to get hits off of Smith, it sets them up for a great offensive series, more like the one they had last week against Brandeis.
Miskie's off-speed pitch, Sar. Yeah, she got Faith Lawrence to just look silly in that swing. And that's not a knock on Faith. It's a compliment to Lexi's command of that off-speed pitch. Her off-speed pitch this season, specifically from our perspective, over the last month, has been something like I've never seen her be able to do.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. She's got 3 strikeouts on it today. But I think the biggest thing is that her timing of it has gotten so much better. She knows when to bring it out. And when she does, she's been so much more effective.
Miskey has had 2 strikeouts in each of the 3 innings that they've played so far. This is Abby Reese at the plate, and Reese was a strikeout victim in her first at-bat back in the 2nd inning. Miskey working inside, counts even at 1 with 1 out. It's 4-1, Case Western Reserve. We're in the 4th inning. Spartans are 28-5 on the year. The 2-1 pitch from Miskey. And it's high, ball 3. Reese, the number 6 hitter in this Carnegie Mellon lineup. And Abby on the year, struggling at the plate, hitting just .242 coming into this game. Ground ball back to Lexi Miskey. And that's the second out of the inning. You know, on that out, the whole infield did both hands up, little pump up. In talking to Coach Henry before the game, she has brought in the Lion King into the approach of this year's softball team. She's got little cutouts of Lion King characters. She wants the team to be lions, meaning she wants them to finish the job. She wants them to roar and be intimidating. She felt that last year, you know, and it really bit them at the end. They just kind of walked through it almost expecting to win and do well, and that caught up to them. So she wants them to have this attitude of a lion. So it's this Lion King theme, and in the dugout, she's got these little cutouts of Lion King characters. And I don't know what the character is for this inning or what the celebration will be with the Lion King character when they come in, but, you know, I don't know if it's Simba or what's the bad guy in Lion King? Scar. Mufasa, could be Mufasa. You probably don't bring out the Mufasa card very often, right? It's got to be like maybe a game-winning home run or something like that, and then it's Mufasa. Ground ball past Bisberry. That was just a trying to stay alive swing for Carnegie Mellon. It'll go as a base hit. Maddie Beal will get credited for a base hit. Bisberry would have made a sensational play reaction time-wise.
Now batting number 2, Kier Brenneman.
So with 2 outs, Beal's on at first, and Kier Brenneman is at the plate. Brenneman hit a line drive to left field in her first at bat for an out. Beal's at first, and she's not running as Brenneman swings and misses. If you were a Lion King character, Sar, who would you be? You don't have to answer that right now. Think about it. I could see a scenario where you, Fast Eddie, and the Hall of Famer Otto are those. It's 3 of the animals that sing Hakuna Matata, right? Yeah, I could see you 3 guys be those 3.
I'd tell you, I'd be singing Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee.
High pitch popped up. Underneath it is Lamb, and at the fence, that is the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom half of the 4th. Everything's turning up Spartan so far. Case Western's up 4-1.
I'm pretty sure Rafiki means friend.
So Sarzucci is still trying to figure out what his Lion King character would be. And Fast Eddie Karakas is kind of going through the whole cast and crew of Lion King. Do you have an idea yet, Sar?
I think I'm going to go with Rafiki, the baboon.
And you chose Rafiki because it's a cool name to say?
Well, yeah, it sure is. But he also, I'm pretty sure, isn't he part of the Hakuna Matata song? No? Oh, I'm getting characters mixed up. That's on me.
Well, you know what we'll do after the game? We'll check with Coach Henry, and we'll ask her how often Rafiki has been a character card that
Yeah,
they
one of
have
the
used in the
cutouts.
dugout. Yeah. We should probably get a picture of Sar with Rafiki's card that Fast Eddie can use on the Case Sports Information website tonight. Rafiki led Spartans knock off, if indeed it ends up being a 4-1 victory. Boy, I tell you what, if Nyla Durham doesn't hit that pitch, it hits her in the ribcage. That was so inside. There's no way that ball does not hit her. But as we saw in her last at-bat, Nyla is not afraid of the inside pitch. And her bat speed's so quick, her hands are so quick, she gets around on it.
I think the way she played last weekend with those 4 hits has given her a lot more confidence. I know she goes down swinging there, but that's something, those last couple pitches we saw, especially on that foul ball, something she would not have gone for earlier in the season.
Well, that's just a good pitch by Amanda Smith. I mean, Nyla was caught off guard. She was fooled. She just waved at that strike 3. And you've got to credit Smith with, changing the eye level and the expectation of the hitter. So Jagoda, the number 9 hitter in the Spartan lineup, now at the plate. Kella is 0 for 1 on the day. Hit one back to the pitcher in her first at bat. Counts in her favor, 2-0. Jagoda on the year, hitting .291. So she's real close to 300. She would join 6 of her teammates hitting above 300. Ground ball again, back to the pitcher. And Jagoda's out 1-3 for the second out of the inning.
And on top of that, the 6 batters above 300, they got 2 over 400. That's rare to see, especially in this conference with the amount of talented pitchers. I know the Spartans have some of the best, so they don't have to deal with them in games, but still, certainly, with Potts and Rieger and the way they've been playing this season, this is a tough Spartan lineup as we get back into the top of it.
And Kai Gross.
Kai Gross just under 400 as well.
So here's the top of the order. It's Potts at the plate. And Karen will take that high and outside for ball 1. Potts, as Sarah and I talked about in her first at bat, National Player of the Week this week. First time in 3 softball seasons since the Spartans have had one of those. Potts with a lazy fly ball to left field. And that'll wrap up this inning. Chow catches it. Tartans will come in. They'll come to bat. We'll head to the top of the 5th. It's 4-1, Case Western Reserve. This is Jasmine Chow in the right-handed batter's box for the start of the 5th. And the first pitch for Miskey is a strike on the inside corner. Chow was hit by a pitch and scored the only run of the game so far for Carnegie Mellon. That happened back in the 3rd inning. She led off that inning. Miskey hit her, and Miskey hit the next batter. So Miskey goes from inside to outside to her catcher, Caitlin Lamb. The count's even at 1. High and outside, tempting, but taken. It's ball 2.
And I think Chow, knowing especially that she got hit in her last at-bat, is going to be very patient going against Miskey. She's going to wait and only swing, I think, when she has to.
2-1 pitch is high. It's ball 3. It's a big weekend here at Case Western Reserve athletically. Tomorrow night, the Spartans will induct new Hall of Fame members. Bobby Bott from football, Gordon Daly from baseball, Evie Iacano from basketball. And that's ball 4 to Chow, so she's on again. And that brings up the top of the order and Kira Boucher. Fencing, Glenn Nichols, special category. That's John Natus in fencing.
Kira Boucher.
Matt Jerkak in track and field. And Lauren Wools from softball, class of 2012, will be inducted. She was the first All-American in program history when she made All-American in 2011. And I got to believe that Coach Henry and a lot of folks from the softball program will be in attendance tomorrow night at the Hall of Fame ceremonies. Lauren was a 2-time All-UAA selection, including first team that year. She was All-American in 2011. High and outside, and the number 9 and the number 1 hitter giving Miskey problems in this softball game. But more on Wools. She played first base, was a designated player. She graduated with school records for career hits at 171, home runs at 28, and runs batted in 127. And she finished her career second in overall batting average, as there's ball 2, hitting .384, and her slugging percentage was .647. Her on-base percentage was nearly .500 at .442. In that All-American campaign in 2011, she set school single-season records in hits, home runs, and runs batted in. And fouled back for strike 2. That's Lauren Wools, Spartan softball class of 2012. I will be emceeing that banquet and look forward to seeing everybody in attendance. Evie Iacano, the basketball player going in. I was privileged to call the games while Evie was a guard for Coach Reimer. And there's a swing and a miss. Actually, it's a foul tip. Count will stay even. Iacano, bar none. And in my time doing Case men's and women's basketball, and it's 20 years, I don't know that there's been a tougher player. Her and Erica Ifelice, her teammate, they were so tough as nails types that they were fun to watch. And there's strike 3, throw back, and everybody's safe at first base. So Chow gets back as the Spartans get their first out of the inning.
Now batting, number 22, Kira Manji.
And Manji's now at the plate.
Yeah, but Lexi Miskey back in her rhythm. She's got 8 strikeouts. It brings back a couple years ago, last time Carnegie Mellon was here at Mather Park. Miskey had a game where she had 13 strikeouts against this Mellon team. She's had a lot of success against them.
Carnegie Mellon came into today a tough opponent in UAA play. They are in 3rd place in the conference. They're even at 8-8, 15-15 overall in the season. And as you can see in game 1 of this 4-game set, this has not been an easy afternoon. Counts even at 1 out. We're in the top half of the fifth. Pitch is high for ball 2. Kira Manji is just looking to put the bat on the ball. She's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in this game. Three and 1 the count.
Chow stole a base last time she was on. She's threatened every time so far, has not gone, and a little bit surprised to see them not go for it again.
Counts now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Carnegie Mellon has managed 3 hits. They had a leadoff hit in the second. That runner stranded at first. They had a hit in the third to left field off the glove of shortstop Karen Potts. There's ball 4. And then they had a hit in the fourth. They've got 2 runners on in this inning, but they've yet to get a hit. 2 walks. So Miskey on the day, she's got 8 strikeouts. She's hit 2 batters, and she's walked 2. If Kai Gross was mining gold out there in the infield near second base, but she found something in the dirt that she wanted to get to somebody in the dugout. You know, one of the things in the dugout that I noticed before the game, they have a big industrial-sized bag of Starbursts. I almost stole it. I mean, it's big.
Now batting number 30.
I love Starburst.
Sakai.
Strawberry, my favorite Starburst flavor. I know that that's probably on the mind of everybody listening today. What's Ron's favorite Starburst flavor? It's strawberry. Miskey's first pitch, it's an off-speed pitch. It's high for ball 1. Lexi trying to find the strike zone right now. Eight strikeouts, 2 walks. She's also hit 2 batters. The 2 walks are on first and second right now. This is Coco Saga. Coco on the day, 1 of 2. She hit a line drive that Potts almost made a great play on, diving into the hole at short, between short and third. As the only run batted in for Carnegie Mellon. Off-speed pitch for strike 2, throw down to second. Everybody's safe. Coco on the year, second on the team, and runs batted in. She's got 17. And there's the off-speed pitch for strike 3. That has been the money pitch for Miskey today, not the rise ball.
Yeah, it's the variety that she's able to employ today, and really the last month, as we talked about earlier in this game, has made her so much of a more dangerous pitcher than what she already was. And even if she's not getting all the strikeouts and all of that, she's able to get outs, and she's able to get people from getting on base, whether it's a pop-up, ground out, things like that. And she's just doing it in different ways today, and that's what Carnegie Mellon is struggling. That's why they're not getting too many hits. If she just settles down and keeps the walks and the hit by pitches to a minimum, this would be a near-perfect game for her.
You know, Sar, you mentioned the word dangerous in your description just now, and there is a dangerous player coming up to bat in Maya Goodwin, and I am certain it's why Coach Henry has called timeout, and she's looking directly at Miskey. She's talking to the team, but this is a clear message to Lexi. Listen, don't miss badly with Goodwin.
And Goodwin, who already has a hit today on the season, hitting .366, including today.
Goodwin leads the team and runs batted in. She's got 5 home runs. Boucher has 6. Her teammate, Kara Boucher. But Goodwin's got 5.
And with 2 runners on, a single base hit could send 1, and depending on where it goes, 2 home. And they want to extend their lead and keep it at 4, or at 3 rather, heading out of this inning. So this is a huge at-bat for both teams.
I wonder if we'll see any fastballs, any traditional just fastballs from Miskey in this at-bat, or if it'll be all location and off-speed. That definitely was off-speed and low and away from the hitter.
And don't give her something that's a clean, easy hit. Even if you get the bat on that one's grounding probably to short or second. Keep those types of pitches in if you're Lexi Miskey. I expect that's what she's going to go to in this at-bat.
Well, Goodwin was ready for it. Miskey tried to sneak one by her. And Maya Goodwin was right on it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Off speed. Goodwin way out in front of that one. She knew it. She couldn't stop herself.
And that's what you get. You're expecting the fastball from Miskey, even though she's shown the rise ball, or the changeup rather, over the course of the day. That's her money pitch over the course of the season that you expect to see, and I think that's what Goodwin was looking for there.
The 1-2 pitch, and it's fouled back. Goodwin stays alive.
She's been late on a couple of these, just trying to time up when that off-speed pitch is coming, and it's been difficult the way Miskey has played today. She's brought it out at different points. We've seen it on the first pitch, and we've seen it on full count pitches as well.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on for Carnegie Mellon. We're in the top of the 5th in a 4-1 Spartan lead, and here comes the Miskey pitch. And that's a base hit. Maybe, no! Coming in on the line drive and making a great play for the Spartans is Nyla Durham. Wow, that had base hit all over it. But Durham, with those quick feet, got in, and that is the end of the inning. Spartans head to the bottom of the 5th, up 4-1. First pitch from Smith to Gross, and that's outside for apologize him. Had a Cool Ranch Dorito get stuck in the wrong spot. Speaking of the wrong spot, Gross almost took off the head of her first base coach. That foul ball. You know, I love Cool Ranch Doritos, but that stuff they put on it, you know, the spices or whatever, that can really affect your throat going down. Sar thought he might have to do the Heimlich on me. Are you up to date on your, your Heimlich maneuver? Are you,
I've never had to do it in practice in a real situation, so.
Has anybody in the press box ever had to do a Heimlich maneuver on anybody? Well,
have to hold off on the Cool Ranch Doritos.
That's an 0 for 5 here in the press box. So I think if I'm in trouble, I'm dead, I think is what you guys are saying.
We'll get Lauren. We'll get Lauren up here. Yeah, we'll get Lauren.
Counts even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. We're here in the bottom half of the 5th, and this is the number 2 hitter in Coach Henry's lineup, Kai Gross. Ground ball back to the first baseman. Gross has not gotten a good at-bat so far. She's 0 for 3, which is completely unlike Kai. And just all 3 balls have just been softly hit.
Yeah, 2 pop-ups. They've all really been played in the infield, which is not – I mean, she's one of those players that you think of as a power hitter. If she's going to get out, it's going to be a fly ball. You're going to have to push those outfielders back, and that's typically what we see from her. But, you know, today, as you've mentioned, Ron, she's been jammed up. She just hasn't been able to get a ball going out of the infield.
Rieger got hit. Rieger got drilled in the left hip. And she hit a 2-run home run, line drive to left field in her last at bat. And you just got to wonder. Did Amanda Smith say, listen, I know you smoked me last time, but now it's my turn.
I'm sure she was thinking not to give her anything hittable and just pulled it a little bit far inside.
The only one that could hit that pitch is Nyla Durham. She seems really good at hitting pitches that are about to hit her.
You can see Stevie's walking it off or jogging it off over down the first base line.
Well, there was no threat of Rieger charging the mound. So Rieger's on at first.
Now batting number 6, Biz Berry.
And Biz Berry's now at the plate.
And what will be interesting is to see if Rieger's good enough to go steal a base, because she's typically one of the top players at doing that. But if she's not 100% speed.
Well, you know, I mean, Stevie's a senior. She's a savvy veteran. She could have been just acting like her hip was hurt.
Could be.
Just, you know, to lull somebody into complacency, and then she's just going to steal the base.
There she goes.
There she goes.
Whether she was acting or she just jogged it off quick enough, she looked good on that run.
So Rieger with a stolen base, and she's in scoring position for Biz Berry. Stevie trying to get half the infield out of her jersey top right now. Two balls, no strikes to Berry. Amanda Smith, who has really made only 2 mistakes in this game. And she goes inside. It gets by her catcher, and Rieger's at third base. I've enjoyed watching both Smith and Miskey pitch from a competitive standpoint in this game. Both of them have not backed down to hitters. Hitters, that want to crowd the plate. They have both consistently stayed inside. And that one's high for ball 4. You can hear Coach Henry shout 1 out from her third base coaching box. Bella Russo will come to the plate. Runners at first and third for the Spartans.
Now batting number 11, Bella Russo.
So Berry on at first has attempted only 2 steals all year long in 33 games. She was caught once, successful once. Tartans are going to talk about it.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. 1 out, and you've got a runner on third now, especially. That's the one they got to worry about. It's interesting, too, because you have a force out at second, but depending on if a ball gets played at certain parts of the infield, you might have to go home with it. Stevie Rieger, if she's smart enough, might not even run, and then you get bases loaded. Still all that with 1 out. It's a tough situation. They got to talk about how they want to set this up.
Well, I think defensively for Carnegie Mellon, you are definitely, you're in, and I mean, a double play is not an automatic. You could say you could play your middle infielders back at double play depth and try to go for a double play to end the inning. It's not automatic in softball. It's just not. the bases are only 60 feet apart. It is hard to double anybody, and you'll see. The second baseman's in, the shortstop's in.
Now batting for the Spartans, number 11.
They're going to look Rieger back. On a ground ball, they're going to look Rieger back. Both the middle infielders playing at base level depth. And that takes, double play out of the conversation right now. So the play was on both teams because actually when Bisberry took off, she stopped halfway to see if Carnegie Mellon would make a play on her. To the Tartans' credit, they're smart enough to know better. And they just, they kept Rieger on at third and, not advancing to home on any type of play that may or may not be successful. Pitch was a ball. Here's the second offering, and it is on the outside corner for strike one. So Bella Russo's at the plate. She's one of two. She's got a run batted in. She's got a run scored.
Here's another one of those plays, Ron, that you talked about earlier. If she can push this one over to right field, difficult for a left-handed batter, and you can maybe send 2 runs home even with a single.
Russo with 14 runs batted in this year. Counts even at 2. Washington University is at home in St. Louis this weekend taking on the Eagles of Emory. And the reason that game's important is because WashU is just a game back of this Spartan team for first place in the final weekend of UAA play. And that's out number 2. So Russo is out swinging on a high fastball. Runners still at second and third. And that is a missed opportunity for the Spartans.
Now batting, number 14, Kayla Nutter.
So Nutter's at the plate. All she did last time in a pinch hit appearance is hit a 2-run home run. How do you follow that up? Well, you could follow it up with a 3-run home run. The 0-1 pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Smith obviously trying to see if Nutter will chase high and away. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, and 2 on. Second and third. That's a pop-up near the Spartan dugout, and it's just out of play. Brenneman and Lawrence took a look at it as long as they could, but they just ran out of playing field. So everybody's even. Kayla Nutter against Amanda Smith. Here comes Smith's pitch, and it's up for ball 3.
That is another tempting pitch to go for, and it's a great job holding back to take that.
Smith's got a lot of giddy up on that rise ball.
Certainly does. She throws them at really smart times, but the Spartans have done a nice job today knowing when to go for them.
Full count pitch, a little bit off that one. And Amanda Smith wins the second matchup against Nutter. We head to the top half of the 6th. Games 4-1, Case Western. Tartans with a change in their batting lineup as we start the 6th inning here. Batting for Faith Lawrence will be Allie Rome. Rome, the junior from West Windsor, New Jersey, will step to the plate against Lexi Miskey. I don't know if you can hear her teammates. They've got a nice Allie Rome chant going on in the dugout right now. Rome on the year has appeared in 23 games. She started in 19, not starting today, hitting 190. High and inside, that's strike one. The difference in this game now in the 6th inning is the 4th inning, or the 3rd inning, when the Spartans scored 4 runs. It's 4-1. Everything came in the 3rd. Tartans scored a run in the top half. Spartans answered with 4 in the bottom.
And the Spartans have not had a hit since that 4-hit 3rd inning.
Miskey's pitch is swung on and missed.
That's her 10th strikeout of the day. She's done it both with the fastball / rise ball. She's done it with off-speed pitches as well. Carnegie Mellon has had no answer for her for the majority of this one.
Just as a thought, and not that Miskey is anywhere close to doing this, but Fast Eddie, the sports information director, what is her single game strikeout best?
14.
14. Boy, Eddie was giving me some sort of hand single that looked like, ancient hieroglyphics or something. I had no. Speaking of ancient hieroglyphics, is that like a double, can there be, recent hieroglyphics? Hieroglyphics are just ancient, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think grammatically
you don't need to have the ancient on the front of it. The things you learn in the press box. No balls, 2 strikes. Miskey looking for her 11th strikeout. So she could. If she pitched a complete game, if she goes into the 7th, and there's her 11th. So it's a season high for Lexi with 11 strikeouts. Her career high is 14. And you've got to wonder, though, and I think I heard, Sar, you and Eddie talking about this earlier, with a 4-game weekend set, and you, Sar, mentioned a couple of times in this game, there are only 5 complete games in 33 this year for Coach Henry's pitching staff. I'd be highly surprised if Miskey comes out in the 7th inning, because you're going to see her a couple of more times this weekend.
That's right. I mean, on one hand, it's great to get all the stats and all those awards and get Miskey, 15 strikeouts in a game. But on the other hand, you're trying to win the conference. And I think Lexi would agree that that's the most important thing at hand for Coach Henry's team. So if she's not, they want to save her arm. I'm not going to say that she's not 100% because she certainly has pitched complete games multiple times. But they want to get her as much rest as possible in case she plays tomorrow. We might see her in one of 2 of those games in the doubleheader, and then we may see her on Sunday as well. So they want her to be as good as she can be for all the future games if she's wrapped this one up.
This is Maddie Beal at the plate. Beal 1 for 2 on the afternoon. And that's low and away for ball 2. How is Wash U doing right now, Fast Eddie?
Yeah, Wash U's start got pushed back about 30 minutes, so they've actually just started, it looks like, over in St. Louis.
Again, keeping an eye on that weekend series because the Bears just a game behind the Spartans in UAA play. That's ball 3.
Again, important because Wash U beat the Spartans 3 times. They've got the tiebreaker.
Case Western would love to win this weekend and wrap up their 3rd straight UAA championship. So Beal's on with a walk. That is the 2nd time in 3 at-bats that Maddie Beal has been on base, and that brings up Kira Brenneman. Brenneman 0 for 2. Lined out to left in her first at-bat and popped up to her counterpart, the catcher, in her second at bat.
It's a big inning for Carnegie Mellon. They want to push this. If they can get even another run home, it keeps the game as tight as possible, and it makes the Spartans question, do they want to take Miskey out as well as she's played this entire game? Do they want to risk putting in a new pitcher? Maybe isn't as in tune with who she's going up against.
I mean, 4-1 is not it's not a big lead. It's a great point, Sar. And they're not out of this inning yet. The 0-1 pitch from Miskey. And that's a swing and a miss for strike two. So Miskey with 11 strikeouts, looking for 12, and 12 could come at no better time than right now. Outside pitch, throw back, everybody's safe, and the pitch was a ball. That was a great pitch on an 0-2 count. That one was not easy to lay off.
And this might be a time she could go back to that changeup. We've seen it, I think, 4 times now today for strikeouts.
And there it was. That was a good pitch. Outside, good call. I mean, the plate umpire was exactly right, but that's a pitch that if you're a hitter, you're just confused at from the rip. I mean, when that's coming out of her hands, that not only was a changeup, but it had movement.
Yeah.
It was going away from the right-handed batter.
And it looked like a Kylie Hosey pitch.
2-2 pitch inside, jammed her. This is Keir Brenneman at the plate. And there's strike three. 12th strikeout of the afternoon. Miskey with a glove slap from her catcher Lamb and a fist bump from Coach Henry. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Spartans would like to add a couple of insurance runs. It's 4-1. Spartan catcher Caitlin Lamb will lead off the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's 4-1, Case Western Reserve over Carnegie Mellon. Spartans scored all 4 of their runs back in the 3rd inning off the Tartan pitcher Amanda Smith. They had 2 two-run home runs, Stevie Rieger and Kayla Nutter. Other than that, Smith has been outstanding. First pitch. Right field line, it's foul, and Lawrence almost with a great play. Tell you what, Faith gave it everything she had. Lamb 1 for 2. And that pitch is inside for strike 2. Caitlin, in her first at bat in the second inning, hit a single to center. And then she popped up to the second baseman to end the third. There was some talk, I guess. I heard you and Eddie talk about that because of weather expected tomorrow, rain, temperatures are supposed to get in the 80s, might have some thunder showers, that they were going to play 2 today and then 2 on Sunday. Ground ball to short, and that one got the best of the Tartan shortstop, Abby Reese. That will not happen. There's just one game tonight. And we'll just cross our fingers about tomorrow. Pinch hitter for Case Western. Stepping in is Kaylin Zuzai. On the year, let's see, Kaylin is just her 19th at bat. Zuzai's got a home run. As a matter of fact, I think she hit that home run here. No, on the road?
Actually, out of her 3 hits, 2 of them have been extra bases. We've got a double and a home run.
Zuzai, a first-year player. She's from Texas. First pitch, right back at the third baseman. Play it second, and it doesn't happen. On top of that bunt was Sagaha Coco, the third baseman. And she had a look and had the opportunity to get Lamb out at second. Throw was in the dirt, though.
And I think if that catch was made at second, I think Lamb was out. I think the throw did.
Oh,
beat her.
yeah.
It was a good play in the infield to get that over there.
So Durham's going to come back and run for Zuzai. Zuzai was pinch hitting. The official score will say that there are 2 errors this inning. Shortstop on the ground ball, and then I think I heard him say the throw to second. However it shakes out is the reality is the Spartans have a runner at second with nobody out, first and second. Jagoda's at the plate for Case Western. Kella, the senior, center fielder. She is the type of center fielder where batted balls go to die. She's that type of defensive player. She has been outstanding in her entire career. First pitch, beautiful bunt. Nice play by the third baseman. Wow, barehanded, and a money throw to first base by Coco Sagaha. Man, that's a base hit 9 times out of 10, but not that time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can place a bunt more perfectly than that to get it down right in front where the third baseman has to. I mean, if you don't barehand that ball's not getting to first base, especially with the speed that Kella Jagoda has. That's a beautiful play by Sagahi to get that over.
Well, if you're Coach Henry and you're in a situation where you need a couple extra runs or at least one, who would you like to have at the plate? She's at the plate. It's Karen Potts. Potts, the hottest hitter right now for Case Western. coming into today. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that one could score a run, and it will. Spartans will take that. They'll take them any way they can get them. Lamb comes home on the wild pitch. It has not been a good inning defensively for this Tartan defense. 2 errors and a wild pitch. 1 runs in and another one staring 60 feet away at third base. Potts today in 3 at-bats is 1 for 2. She had a walk in the first, base hit in the second, and flew out to left field in the fourth. That is fouled on the left field line. There is a ball that's on top of the visitors' dugout here. I think that balls on the top of the dugout are the responsibility of the public address announcer. And Otto Pennica, in his youthful age, Otto, how old are you? 70. Otto is 70, the Hall of Famer is, as Potts will walk, and we'll bring Kai Gross. I don't know, do you think Otto can do a box jump from the ground to the top of the dugout? A box jump style? It would set a record.
Now batting, number 17, Kylie Gross.
Did you hear the voice of Otto Pennica right there? Introducing Kai Gross. So Potts will be off. There she goes.
Yeah, same situation. Don't want to make that throw. Nyla Durham's got speed, too, at third base. She's coming home for sure if that ball's out.
Well, let's see what Potts has in store. She has struggled at the plate today. Maybe the first time all year that we could say something like that, because she is just one of the best hitters on a very good team. Swinging high and away, and that's strike 2. Gross 0 for 3. Has not left the infield with anything today. The 0-2 pitch. Center field, line drive, caught. It's going to score a run. Nice play in center by Boucher. And that's a sac fly and an RBI by Kai Gross.
And it's a really nice catch. If that gets by, certainly scoring another run. Instead, holds up that runner at second. Gives you a little bit more help. And with still, of course, a runner in scoring position for a very good hitter coming up next. But that's a really good catch by Boucher at center.
So for Kai, that was her 41st run batted in. That leads the team, and it leads the team by, well, Rieger's got 34. Stevie had a 2-run home run. Fly ball, right center field. And caught for the 3rd out of the inning. That was Maddie Beal coming over and getting it, and we head to the top half of the 7th. Spartans 3 outs away from closing this one out, and it will not be Lexi Miskey that will pitch it. We'll tell you who when we come back.
Jenna Yaklich.
Jenna Yaklich now on the mound for the Spartans. She will relieve Lexi Miskey. Miskey in the 6-inning start today was outstanding. Lexi Miskey struck out 12 tartans, walked 3, hit 2, gave up 3 hits and just 1 run. That 1 run came in the 3rd inning. And in that 3rd inning, she hit 2 batters and set herself up for giving up that run. Other than that, she was super. 12 strikeouts for Miskey is a season high for her in a single game. Her career high is 14. So she's in line to get what would be her 17th win of the year. If the Spartans can hold on, Miskey will improve to 17-3. This is Yaklich. Jenna's working against Jasmine Chow. Yaklich on the year. This is her 15th appearance. She has thrown in 20 1/3 innings. She has yet to have a decision and even a save in those 20 1/3 innings. Her earned run average is 3.79. The 2-1 pitch is low. It's ball 3. So it's Chow, and then it's the top of the lineup for the Tartans. Chow has been on base in all of her 2 at-bats. Count's now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. She got hit by a pitch, and then she walked. If you can get your number 9 hitter on, you're liking it a lot. This is Potts at shortstop, going to take a strong throw, and got Chow at first base. Bella Russo with a great stretch, and Potts has that rocket attached to her right shoulder.
Yeah, against most teams, that's probably a base hit, getting it that deep over to short, but Karen Potts has done that multiple times over the course of the season. Nothing gets by her when she's got a chance to throw you down.
So that brings Boucher to the plate. Yaklich with the first out of the inning. Spartans have 6 runs on 5 hits. 4 of their runs came on 2 2-run home runs. Back in the 3rd inning, Stevie Rieger and Kayla Nutter. Nutter's with 2 outs. Again, ground ball to Potts. And again, Potts to Russo, and it fell out of Bella's glove. Oh, the runner thought she was out, and now she is.
I think she left the base path there.
Well, she was past first base back towards the dugout. They're going to talk about it. She was jogging back towards the dugout, and it actually was closer to home plate. I shouldn't say closer. She was in the direction of home plate, and they're going to say she's out. So that's fortunate for the Spartans.
And it's a heads-up play by Russo to recognize that the runner was off the base path and to go back and tag her.
So I wonder, do you score that 6-3-3? Just 6-3. Now, at least that's what Fast Eddie's saying. We're going to have to call the Elias Sports Bureau after this game. Yaklich with 2 outs. Spartans 1 out away from their 29th win of the year. Manji at the plate. Kira 0 for 2 with a walk. She's got 2 strikeouts, and she's down 0-2 in this at-bat. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. Yaklich with a smile on her face, and this ball game's over.
Case Western Reserve 6,
The final from Mather Park at Case Western Reserve. It's the home team 6, and the Tartans of Carnegie Mellon 1. Sar?
Phenomenal day pitching for the Spartans with Lexi Miskie's 12 Ks, Yaklich adding one more at the end of it, and the Tartans are going to go down into their bullpen as well. The Spartans were able to hit off Amanda Smith. Looking forward to see how the Tartans bullpen is going to respond tomorrow if it's not Smith leading off. 2 games tomorrow, 1 game on Sunday, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great weekend.
And the games tomorrow are
12-2.
12-2. Sar and I'll be back. We'll have the complete complement of our cast here in the press box joining us, and it should be a fun day if the weather stays away. All right, 6-1 final. Spartans improve to 29-5 on the year, 14-3 in conference play. Carnegie Mellon drops to 15-16, and they are now 8-9 in UAA play. For Sarzucci, for Fast Eddie Kirikis, our sports information director, and for the public address announcer, the Hall of Famer, Otto Pennica, I'm Ron Yance. Have a great Friday, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.